Hey everybody, welcome to our pink pop-up. So this is Diane Covington. I'm super excited. I'm going to share with you tonight something super basic, super simple, but it's something, honestly, probably every one of you need. It's two products. One is called Under Eye Corrector, and the other one is our Perfecting Concealer. Now, if you look at them, they look almost exactly the same. The tubes are almost identical. What you'll notice the biggest difference is the color of the pigment. So let's talk about Under Eye Corrector first. Guess where you use it? Under your eyes, exactly. And what it's specifically designed to do is it's specifically designed to knock out the dark circles, any of the shadowing that is underneath the eye. So, with the under eye corrector, it's something that you just apply a tiny little bit. Now, what I have experienced myself is that I prefer to put it on with a brush or my finger, because especially when the container's new, there's so much product on here that I end up with too much product on. Okay, so I want to make sure I'm grabbing the right products. I got to put my glasses on. Okay, so Under Eye Corrector, I'm going to share with you a picture first. It's a very specific shade of peach. And what the Under Eye Corrector does is it cancels out any blue or purpley undertones, which is typically directly underneath the eye. And especially this area right here, it's like the little U-turn, like this whole area right here is where it tends to be dark. So this is not something you'll use to cover a pimple or something else with. Under Eye Corrector is just canceling out the blue and the dark undertones. So let me share with you guys two really quick pictures so you can kind of get an idea. So notice this woman right here. She has it actually on her whole eyelid as well as under the eye. So she's put it, can you guys see on the right eye here? There's quite a bit of shadow and there's quite a bit of darkness underneath her eye. So she put a little bit under her eye, but you can even use this if you've got really dark pigmented skin. You can even use this as a shadow base, almost like, to put on your whole lid. Notice how it cancels out that blue purpley undertone. Okay, so the other tip that I want to make sure you know is that it goes under your foundation or CC cream, always goes under. Okay, so let me share with you one more quick picture. And this is a woman who young, and again, she's used it a little bit on her upper lid as well. The little corner here, as you can see how she's got a shadow on the top one? She's got it in there and then underneath as well. So you guys can see how it really makes a pick-me-up. All right, now I do have a little bit of makeup already on, but I kind of wiped off all my concealer and stuff. So what I'm going to do with this is our Under Eye Corrector. Comes with a little wand thingy on there. It's probably better if I just hold it up like that. There's a lot of product on here. And so I tend to not put this on, but what I do is I get our liquid, it's a concealer brush. It's just like a little nylon bristle brush. And I just get a tiny little bit on my brush from the applicator. And that's when I do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm not very good at this on camera, but just bear with me. So I'm going to put some little dots of this up through here. I'm going to grab a little bit more. So I'm going to put some little dots right here where it tends to be dark. Do you guys see where I'm putting all that? I just kind of loaded it all. I see how it's kind of a mess. Okay. So now I'm going to take that. You can use your fingertip, but I'm just going to use this little bitty brush and I'm going to blend in everywhere there's a shadow. So this is going to make my eye look brighter, more wide open. So it's especially important on me to do this area here. Now, I've got some customers that have almost like a bluish purplish tone on their whole lid. It almost looks like they've got purpley brown shadow on. They can literally take Under Eye Corrector and put it across their whole lid if they want to. You can even use it like as an eyeshadow primer kind of a thing. So it's going to help even that out. Do you guys see how different that looks than it did before? So that's my Under Eye Corrector. All right. Great for canceling out the bluey type of undertones. Then I'm going to take my CC cream and put a tiny little bit on top of my little, this particular brush. I'm just using a tiny little bit. That's like way too much. Okay. I'm going to be making a mess here. Okay. So just bear with me. I'm going to give myself a little bit of CC cream in here. And I'm just going to smear, and all I'm doing, I'm not rubbing it. I'm really dabbing it more than anything. I want to get the Under Eye Corrector covered. Now, you have to realize I'm pretty ivory. I'm pretty fair skinned. So the Under Eye Corrector really shows on my skin. If you are darker skin tone, it's really going to show on your skin. So that's why it goes under first. So the first thing you want to do is prepping your eyes is use an eye cream or hydrogel eye patches in the morning. Once you have your eye cream on, I wait a minute or two. Then I grab my Under Eye Corrector, put a little dot of it on this brush, and then I just kind of dab it in the area I need it. And then I kind of dab it where I want it. even up here. And again, like I said, if you've got purpley undertones, feel free to do the whole lid if you want, because it'll just grab your shadow. Then I'm going to put on my foundation or CC cream. Then I'm going to finish my eye look. I'm going to finish my shadow, my liner, my mascara. When I'm done, I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, okay, where do I want my eyes to be brighter? And at my age, over 50, you obviously want brighter. I got to make sure, I apologize. I got to put my, this is what happens when you get older. I got to put my, okay, so that's the right one. All right, so this is light ivory. Now this is pretty light. This is pretty, so concealer typically goes on top of foundation or on top of CC cream or whatever. So concealer can be used to brighten, but it's, so I've got a little blemish here for my COVID mask. And I never break out. It's so funny, but I had to wear my mask a lot this weekend. So I'm going to put a little dot of concealer on these just because what I want to do is I want to tone down the red of the pimple. So that just kind of like tones it down so it's not so obvious. Then I'm going to take this little bit. Now this is concealer. I'm taking this little bit of concealer and I'm putting a pop of it right here. Do you guys all see that? And again, I want to just, and I don't have to adjust. I just sometimes have a lot of darkness under my eye. So I'm just going back over this, and this is really more brightening. This is brightening and lightening. You don't have to use the concealer on top of it. I just, sometimes if I have a little flaw in my skin, like I have a little pimple right there, man, my skin really reacted to me having that mask on all weekend. This is what happens when you go wine tasting and go out with friends, is you have your mask on all the time and my skin breaks out. So guys, can you see the difference between how bright this eye looks? Now this eye I did, but I did this eye like 14 hours ago. So can you see though? So under eye corrector, again, just to wrap things up, under eye corrector goes on the skin first, of course, after eye cream and prepping skincare wise, but it's for color application. Under eye corrector goes first. It can even be used on the entire lid. Then you would apply your shadow. You can do your liner, you can do your mascara, whatever. Then I put on my either my CC cream or my foundation. And when you're using a brush, you don't want to drag it across your skin. You can do a lot of things just by stippling, just like the dabbing and dragging motion like this. And then I look back and I go, okay, where does my face need to look brighter? So if I have a blemish to cover up, I do that. If I don't have a blemish to cover up, but I just want to make the area around my eyes brighter, I can do that. So that's when I'm taking the concealer and just putting a little bit of concealer underneath the eyes as well. Okay. So what I'm going to tell you guys, the deal of the day is if you purchase the under eye corrector and the concealer, which is not much. Okay. They're $14 to $16 each. I'm going to tell you that you can get the brush, and your consultant's going to kill me, but you can get the brush at 75% off. The little concealer brush, which I believe is normally, I apologize, I believe it's normally 14 or 12. You'll be able to get it at 75% off just by getting the concealer and the under eye corrector. So I hope you guys have learned a little bit. What I love about under eye corrector is it actually makes you look like you took a nap. I've decided to go out or meet a girlfriend or something, and all of a sudden I'll go, wow, I look a little tired. And I put that on and then put a little concealer over it or whatever. And it's like, wow, looks like I just had a nap. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Talk to your consultant if you have any questions. And this is a product that's great for everybody. I hope you had fun.